Hallo meine Freunde und herzlich willkommen zurück zu The Outer Worlds hier auf dem SadPizzaDude Channel. Moin Pavati. Hallöchen. So, wir sind überraschend nah an einer vollständigen Anklage. Wir müssen mit Cedric sprechen und uns dann überlegen, wer der Täter sein könnte. Das geht relativ schnell. Ich weiß es nämlich aktuell noch nicht so ganz. Also, wer könnte es sein? Ich dachte, wir kriegen noch ein paar Hinweise. Kriegen wir aber wahrscheinlich jetzt nur vom Cedric. Wo müssen wir denn dafür hin? Cedric ist der Koch. Oh, oh, oh. Stimmt. Cedric der Koch? Nee, zum Glück nicht. Ich dachte schon, weil dann hätte ich echt nicht mehr gewusst, wer hier der Täter sein könnte. Ach, Cedric ist der da hinten. Mit dem habe ich bis jetzt am wenigsten zu tun gehabt, ne? Das ist der, der an den Docks ist, der uns gerade einmal aufgemacht hat. Achso, sind die schon wieder böse? Nö, ne? Das ist doch hier die beste Ecke für Leaks. Moinsen. Sublight. Dude. Was ist wieder los hier? Müssen wir wieder ewig lang rennen. Ich habe das Gefühl, es geht schneller so. So. Dann quatschen wir mal mit Cedric. Oder Cedric.
Does Sublight Underground run this place? Looks a lot cleaner than the Groundbreaker.
Kannst du mal sehen.
You got an appointment?
Wie sie halt einfach mal genauso aussieht. Sie ist wiederverwertet, ne? Das ist die Helferin vom... Oh, wie hieß dieser Planet, wo wir... Ihr wisst aber, wen ich meine, ne? Sie ist diese Unterstützung von diesem Inder. Von diesem reichen Inder.
Appointment?
Ja.
Yeah, that's why you're here. Appointment? Not entirely out of the question. Convince me. Wouldn't mind a new bolt or pistol. I've fired mine so many times, the tips nearly fell off. Let's give Mr. Kincannon a ring.
Na, guck.
Mr. Kincannon, got a person of interest here to see you. Think they've got business.
That sounds like our inspector. Please, send him up.
Ab. Sorry. Sieht so verdächtig aus nach seinem Büro da hinter dir. Da ist er. Der ist der Einzige, mit dem wir noch nicht gesprochen haben.
Why, if it isn't the inspector, I was hoping you'd swing by. Here for my alibi, I assume. Another murder? Drunk Raptidons? Black hole birdie practicing his hacking in the middle of the street? Stop me if it's one of those, or I'll just keep guessing. Sounds as though you've already sorted it out yourself. Slug uniforms do seem to go missing from the hotel laundry with impressive regularity. Easy enough for someone to nick a few. Now ask yourself this. Why would anyone give thugs slug gear and send them after you? Right again, Inspector. But I can't fathom who would benefit from tarnishing my reputation like that. Can you? Oh, that's good. That's very good, Inspector. I like this. Dominant, aggressive, The man in charge. I don't want to accuse anyone without hard evidence, though it may be worth noting Ludovico has motivation in spades. So, as you've deduced, I did not send anyone from Slug after you, nor is it likely they assigned themselves that task. Still, I am sorry for the trouble, Inspector. With that settled, I assume you'll want to know where I was the night of Helen's murder. Let's see. That night, I was... torturing Elliot Nasser for information on missing cargo. That was a messy one. Didn't break until nearly noon the next day. Can you imagine? An excellent question. I had his body dropped off the edge of the land complex. I'm not sure what happened to it from there, scientifically speaking. Maybe it dissolved? Ultimately, though, it doesn't matter. You'd be a fool to believe me, regardless of what I told you. People lie, and I am, incriminatingly, people. Watch your tongue, Inspector. I'd hate for one of my people to overhear you insulting me and decide to cut it out of you. I digress. The point is, I've admitted to being elsewhere the night of Helen's murder. Besides, I have no motive. Why in the name of the architect would I kill Halcyon Helen? She was making me a fortune. Why, Inspector, that's terrible. Besides, given how long she was likely to live and continue working, the math doesn't work out. I'd offer to assist you in your work, but I have a mystery of my own to solve, I'm afraid. Oh, Elliot stole from me, all right. Alas, you're right in that his was a singular isolated incident, and as such, does not resolve a concerning broader trend. Items are disappearing from Slug's storage and processing warehouse. The thefts began a week before Helen's unfortunate death, and there have been more instances since. Before you ask, I know the difference between cargo going missing and cargo going missing. This is the latter. Nothing unsavory, and nothing Ludovico shouldn't know about, if that's your concern. I'm quite serious when I say Slug is a legitimate business. As to the specifics, I'm not sure. The warehouse foreman should be able to tell you. Before you ask, I know the difference between cargo going missing and cargo going missing. This is the latter.
Hast du mir schon gesagt.
Really? That the thefts began mere days before Helen's untimely demise is an extraordinary coincidence. I'm not a man who believes in happenstance, Inspector. I do not trust it. Do tell Ludovico when you get a chance, please. It's astonishing how long it's taking him to have that same epiphany. Regardless, this will be fun. You out in the field, chasing down leads. Me, scheming in my office, preparing to unspeakably mangle the perpetrator. You do recall, Inspector, that I'm not to be trusted? But certainly, whatever you say. You'll want to speak with Ella Tinsley, the warehouse foreman. I've cleared her as a suspect myself, but should she refuse to cooperate, shoot her. No, I'm joking. If she won't cooperate, tell me and I will shoot her. And do feel free to search my office for clues while you're here. Don't hold back on my account. Was there something else you wanted to discuss? Very well. A few. Helen was strangely curious about the private business operations around Eridanos. She said it was role research, but how much business know-how does one actor truly need for an action picture? I also arranged to have Helen supplied with mag picks, bypass shunts, and other hacking tools. She wanted to buy in bulk.
War sie vielleicht eine Spionin nebenbei?
That she bought in bulk? Not particularly. It takes time to learn to use tools like that deftly. I wonder, did she run out of time in the end? That is the question, isn't it, Inspector? Tell me, do you really believe Helen's death was a mere crime of passion? Or one of petty career jealousy?
Nein.
This murder is bigger than Miss Helen's personal life. Bigger than her latest moving picture. Her actions in the time leading up to her death do not align with those of an actor on Eridanos solely to promote Spectrum Brown. Stay sharp, Inspector. Now is not the time to lose focus. Because whoever did kill Helen is not going to come forward so easily. I just might. Your point, Inspector? Understood. I hope your suspicions prove useful in uncovering the truth. Be very careful, Inspector. I'd very much like to see you still around for the grand finale, whenever it comes, whatever shape it takes. One moment, if you please, Inspector. I've answered your questions. I believe it's my turn to ask you a question now. What, or who, made you decide to investigate me? I see. What a shame your hunch didn't pan out. Now then, did you need anything else? The original incident? Well, I made him an offer he should have refused. What? No. Law, no. Why in the architect's name would you think that? Our combative relationship stems from paperwork, mundanely enough. Rizzo's contracted sublet to construct the Eridanos atmospheric complex. Had Lou wanted Rizzo's to retain full control of Eridanos, he shouldn't have skimmed the revised contract I sent him. Lou's an administrator, for law's sake. I thought he would adore all the fine print I added. My power grab, as Lou called it, planted the seed of hatred. And Lou, obsessed with what should have been, has made sure to water it daily with his bitterness and anger. Do you think power belongs to those who submit the proper paperwork requesting it?
Ich weiß nicht, was ich denke.
Slug's control of Eridanos is a crucial step in my long-term plans for Sublight. The board needs to see irrefutable proof we are a respectable, legitimate business. Because one day soon, Sublight will obtain a seat on it. Meanwhile, our dear administrator is still laser-focused on old slights, which can be a nuisance. He's grown increasingly desperate to catch Slug with our hand in the proverbial cookie jar as of late, convinced we're involved in less than legal business opportunities. Not in front of witnesses, I didn't. Constable Keene? Now that is a damn shame. Am I right to think this wasn't a workplace accident? It seems murder is becoming an unsettling trend on Eridanos as of late. Thank you for informing me of Constable Keene's passing. When you find her killer, please be certain to make them suffer.
Okay, damit hat er nichts zu tun. Das ist komisch. Würde mich wundern.
We may have been on opposite sides of the law on occasion, but we were not enemies. Perhaps it will shock you to hear her loss saddens me. Maria was a decent soul, and law knows those are in short supply around here. A little square, perhaps, in her dedication to the rules, but good nonetheless. I'm also saddened to have lost an occasional drinking buddy. She was quite good at cards, you know. No, she didn't. But let's discuss something else. Do you have other matters requiring my attention?
Okay, ich bin nicht viel schlauer, ehrlich gesagt. Wirklich nicht. Büro. Was können wir denn im Büro noch machen?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Alles klar. Dann wollen wir mal mit unserer Lieblingsdetective-Waffe einmal schauen, was es hier für Hinweise im Büro gibt. Guck mal. Große Waffensammlung.
A cursory fingerprint analysis shows this display case was recently opened or closed. The fingerprints belong to Cedric Kincannon. Confirmed. The grip has been modified for a specific wielder, most likely the rifle's owner. Additionally, the plasma rifle sights appear to have been realigned to better accommodate a shooter with slight myopia in one eye.
Oh, admiring my rifle. Had it custom fitted by a woman on Monarch.
Hier ist noch was Interessantes.
This copy of TK contains 142 fewer pages than a standard copy. The missing pages were likely removed to create sufficient space for the hidden listening device inside. Transmission receiver location unclear. Inspector, please consider speaking into the device in order to trace the transmission and reveal the receiver's location. Poor woolly cow impression transmitted. Transmission analysis complete. While the precise location of the receiver could not be pinpointed, it has been narrowed down to a smaller, approximate range. Analysis inconclusive. However, there is a minor accumulation of dust particles present on the book's uppermost surface. 98.3% of the dust particles are less than 500 micrometers in diameter.
Eieiei. Gut,
This
wir
unit
wissen
is
es ja
glad to have
trotzdem.
been of service, Inspector. The area within a 0.5 meter radius of the book possesses a dust coating comprised of at least twice the number of particles. That is highly likely, Inspector.
What's that you found? No, wait, don't tell me. Let's save it for the big reveal once we've solved the case.
Violett fehlt uns noch, ne? Gar nicht gesehen. Okay. Ich suche aktuell den Empfänger. Vielleicht wird der mir ja hier so angezeigt. Ich sehe aber hier nichts. Er hat ja gerade, zumindest haben wir das nicht erfahren, weil wir die nötigen Skills nicht hatten. Aber wir haben ja erraten können, dass es eigentlich nicht weit von hier sein kann. Gucken wir hier rum. Ob sich hier irgendwas auffällig verhält. Da haben wir nur Munition. Hier ist eine leere Flasche. Taschenuhr. Ist aber auch nur eine Taschenuhr. Also nichts Besonderes. Oh, Flüsterrohr. Ich gucke immer noch, ob wir irgendwas finden, aber hier unten scheint nichts zu sein. Vielleicht würde uns das angezeigt werden, wenn wir die nötige Intelligenz dafür hätten.
Inspector, to what do I owe the pleasure? Very well.
Okay. Scheint ja alles nicht zu
All right.
interessieren.
Was there anything more you needed?
Haben wir noch irgendwas hier drin? Laut Tagebuch, optional, finde der Empfänger das Abhörgerät Zeugs Büro entdeckt. Das ist nicht aber es eingegrenzt werden. Wird mir aber nicht angezeigt, der Bereich, dummerweise. Oder? Doch, geil. Unterirdisch. Wir finden den Empfänger. Ha!
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Transmission endpoint discovered. The receiver in this book matches the transmitter to the listening device found in Cedric's office. It's somewhat grime-covered. Due to the high level of foot traffic in this area, this unit is unable to determine who placed the device. Based on the accumulated mix of sludge and detritus, the receiver has been present since approximately a week before Helen's death.
Dann wollen wir mal die Alte befragen, ne? Moment. Ich meine, wir können da durch, ne? Wir haben ja einen Sicherheitsausweis, meine ich. Das heißt, wir können da einfach reinpassieren. Wir haben ja vor kurzem geklaut. Ja. Hätten da aber auch gar nicht reingemusst, sehe ich gerade. Obwohl doch, um hier das Gelände zu betreten. Bin mal gespannt. Aber wer ist der Mörder, Leute?
Hi there. Sorry, this area is off limits to port vision. Oh, sorry about that. I'll buzz you right in.
Okay.
Well, sir.
So this is where Slug keeps all its contraband, right?
Sieht ganz so aus. Werkbank. Wir werden vielleicht öfter mal die Umgebung.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. The biology of this sprat is highly unusual.
Okay.
This sprat has been in contact with multiple parasites, yet shows no symptoms of infection. Based on slug records of board-issued punitive sanctions against sublight salvage and shipping, this sprat is most likely intended for cage fighting. A cursory analysis of this organism's anatomy suggests it was bred deliberately for its unusually large size. Sprats possess highly adaptive immune systems capable of developing immunological memory with extraordinary speed. The unique immunological subsystem found in sprats is advantageous in fending off parasites, pathogens, and other biological threats.
Warum war das jetzt so interessant? Sonst sehe ich hier nichts Interessantes oder Bemerkenswertes. Habe ich recht? Nicht so aus. Kein blauen Rauch. Sieht nicht so aus. Mein Scanner zeigt mir keine ungewöhnlichen Aktivitäten. Das ist also die Vorarbeiterin. Auch in ihrem Büro findet sich nichts Außergewöhnliches.
You're the inspector, aren't you? Boss Kincannon said you'd be by about the cargo that's been going missing. Gosh, this is so neat. A real-life inspector. What's that like? Have you solved any mysteries yet? Ever had to shoot a suspect? Perps! Just like a real inspector. Right, so the missing cargo. How can I help your investigation? Everyone here at Freight Storage and Processing, for a start. Thing is, the cargo is going missing before the shipments even get to the warehouse. Best I can figure, it's probably getting lost in the shipping yard. As for who has access there, Benton Chan, he's the shipping yard manager, he told me it's mainly just the loading automechs that handle cargo. Nah, Benton's too lazy for crime. The extra work would kill him. Last time I asked him to check the automechs, the whole head told me he couldn't help because he was dead. Brain dead, maybe. But no. My point is that if you think the automechs are a lead, you'll have to check on them yourself. Hopefully, you're mechanically inclined. That's the weird part. There's no pattern, far as I can tell. The thefts don't make sense. I ask you, who would steal a handful of Spacer's Choice Sabers, so dull they can barely cut mud, but leave the spectrum black? Ugh. Who'd be desperate enough to want to steal a Spacer's Choice Saber, full stop? Even to an inspector? Gosh, that must make your job awfully tough. Then there's the most recent theft. 5 boxes of pens and a couple of sodas. I can't decide which one's sadder. Wow. I guess you take this stuff pretty personally, being an inspector and all. Maybe they're keen on cashing out and want to go as painfully as possible. I don't know. Boss Kincannon's office is where he holds most of his meetings with important folks like Miss Helen. Just about all negotiations happen in his office too. Vendor pricing, major purchase orders, rentals for construction projects, you name it. Oh, before I forget, I figured you might want to access my terminal, so I had a spare keycard made. It's all yours. Oh no, I forgot to delete all of those incriminating messages I sent about which cargo to steal. Nah, I do have a list of cargo that's gone missing though, if that helps any.
Eine Knarre hat's aber am Start. Okay. Also momentan habe ich keine Idee, woran ich einen Mörder hier komplett festmachen könnte. Absolut keine Idee. Überhaupt nicht. Dann müssen wir wieder raus. Habt ihr eine Idee, Freunde? Schreibt es in die Kommentare. Das ist die gehackte rote Einheit. Ich bin ja großer Roboter-Fan, ne?
Timeline discrepancy detected. Nearby.
Warning. Damaging company property will result in deducted pay.
Inspector, this loading automechanical's programming does not match factory default settings. The standard defensive protocol has been modified to include an additional trigger. For Type K-19 cargo transport automechanicals, defensive protocol is triggered by attempted interference with cargo, or its transportation, or attempted destruction of the unit. Once triggered, defensive protocol targets the perpetrator and applies lethal force until the target has been deceased for a minimum of 3 minutes. There is a directive in place to initiate defensive protocol should an unsanctioned data log installed in this automechanical be removed. Slug automechanical maintenance records indicate this particular unit is frequently reported as out of position or missing for periods of time.
Was soll ich damit machen?
Loading automechanical unit K-14 is fully operational at 99% power. Please designate the cargo to be transported and its destination. How can this automechanical assist you?
Weiß ich noch nicht.
Certainly. Access panel
Oh.
is now unlocked. Ejecting data log 17C. Alert. Failsafe protocol triggered. Kill mode initiated. Preparing to end user. Understood. This unit is programmed to facilitate user queries. Kill mode pause. User termination to follow. The ejected data log contains instructions to move cargo shipment 6, 8, 7, 5 outside the boundaries of the shipping yard. It also contains instructions to move randomized cargo shipments outside the boundaries of the shipping yard at intervals of 1 to 4 days.
Okay.
Apologies. This unit does not have access to cargo inventory lists.
Da müssen wir jetzt wohl kämpfen, ne?
Kill mode re-engaged. Have a nice day.
Jackass isn't coming!
Warum kämpfen jetzt alle auf mich, Alter? Ich habe nur eine Chance mit diesem Maschinengewehr, Alter.
Exiting security enforcement mode.
Ach, die helfen mir, sehr gut. Nein, die helfen mir nicht. Ja, aber was hätte ich machen sollen, Alter? Das ist eh so eine Drecksvereinigung hier, ne? Ich habe nicht gebeten, hier zu kämpfen. Was fange ich denn jetzt an mit den Sachen, die ich gefunden habe? Habe ich irgendwas übersehen? Hier waren wir zuletzt. Ist alles kaputt jetzt und zerstört. Wo führt die Treppe eigentlich hin? Okay. Anscheinend ist hier auch kein Hinweis für uns. Schade. Hätte ja sein können. Ach, guck mal. Moinsen! So, da müssen wir hin.
I'm busy.
Was ist hier so los?
Battery low.
Batterie ist leer.
I think someone's coming.
What do you think you're doing?
Here they come!
Okay. Habe ich nichts von, ist illegal. Ich mach mal ganz kurz hier. Ich hoffe mal, die Aufnahme läuft dann weiter. Auch wenn ich jetzt hier den hier mache. Moment.
Charging battery.
Nimmt noch alles auf? Ja, sehr gut. Unten auch. Gut. Gut, hier können wir nicht so einfach rein. Vielleicht ist ja was Wichtiges. Kommen wir hier von außen irgendwie rein? Einmal rum. Ne. Also er ist am verdächtigsten, aber nur weil er ein Arschloch ist. Ich hätte jetzt kein richtiges Motiv, ehrlich gesagt. Er hat einen Comic von ihr hier.
Inspector, to what do I owe the pleasure? Ooh, I love this part. The big reveal. So tell me, what happened? What makes you say that? Hacking the Automex. So that was our skimmer's game. But why? Everything that was stolen has seemed random. I certainly see no pattern. A cover-up. I see. The random theft was a smokescreen to hide what the culprit really wanted. I must say, Inspector, you've done excellent work on this case. Then that just leaves how the culprit knew where their true target would be, or indeed, that slug would soon possess it. You've quite a flair for the dramatic, Inspector. Am I right to think what you found in my office earlier was the other half of this listening device? Not quite, Inspector. That listening device belongs to me. I lent it to Halcyon Helen to assist her with role research. Yes, I do realize that. Thank you. You'll recall the thefts began in the week leading up to her death. Plenty of time to hack an automechanical and program it to steal. She must have died before she could turn it off. Unbelievable. I helped her. Gave her whatever she needed. I thought we were doing each other a good turn.
Betriebsspionage oder?
I can't begin to guess at her motive. If it was to spit in my face, she'd be pleased to know she succeeded. This is a betrayal, Inspector. I do not take betrayal lightly. Helen should consider herself very lucky indeed that she is already among the dead. And that some other bastard beat me to putting her in the ground. Yes, I suppose we have. There is, however, a slight chronological incongruency to it. I now have a motive to kill Halcyon Helen, but Halcyon Helen is already dead. If I'd known Helen was stealing from me, I may very well have killed her, or had her killed. Alas, I did not. Oh, that is good, Inspector. Now you are thinking in the manner you must if you intend to get to the bottom of this mess. I wish you luck with your investigation, though I doubt you'll need it. You'll find Helen's murderer. I'm confident of that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must find a way to excise my anger that minimally damages my business empire. I expect it will involve shooting quite a lot of guns.
Black Hole Birdie, murderer of Halcyon Helen? That sounds even crazier out loud than it does in my head. This don't look good for Birdie. He's got a temper. He tore up a picnic, and he got so drunk on the night of the murder that he ain't even sure what he did. And after Helen died, he went into hiding? I hate to say this about the hack attack, but I think he might be the killer.
Er meint also, der Spieler ist der Killer. Das ist mir zu plump. Viel zu plump. Er ist natürlich verdächtig hier, unser Cedric. Da haben wir jetzt nicht mehr viele Möglichkeiten. Wir können nur noch Bericht erstatten. Und dann sollen wir verraten, wer hier der Mörder ist, Freunde. Wir kehren zurück ins Hotelzimmer, würde ich sagen. Und beenden dann den Part. Und im nächsten Part müssen wir dann wohl oder übel den Mord aufklären, ne? Ah ja, klar.
Heads up!
Warum hat er den jetzt erst abgedrückt, Alter?
Don't mess with me!
Ladehemmung hat die Scheiße, oder was?
That's the last of him.
Ist die Waffe, rot? Die Piste hatte gerade Ladehemmung, oder was war das? Komisch. Ach so, hat einer von den Wodka. Ich brauche Wodka. Vielleicht können wir noch Wodka kaufen. Nö. Alle kein Wodka. Okay. Ich bin gespannt, ob wir den Mord jetzt gleich aufklären können. Dann sind wir im nächsten Part direkt hier.
What floor would you like to visit?
Penthouse
Next
Suites.
stop, the finest seat in the house.
So, meine Freunde, ich würde sagen, das war's für heute mit Let's Play the Outer Worlds hier auf dem SadPizzaDude Channel. Wenn es euch gefallen hat, lasst einen Daumen da, abonniert den Kanal und drückt die Glocke, um kein Video mehr zu verpassen. Ja, schaut auf meinen Kanal vorbei, da gibt es jede Menge andere interessante Videos zum Thema Videospiele und Let's Plays. Und ich würde mich freuen, wenn ihr nächstes Mal einschaltet, wenn wir versuchen, diesen Mordfall aufzulösen. Bis dahin, wunderschönen Abend, Tag, Mittag, was auch immer und tschüssikowski.